Well, here we are again this morning. This is Brother Peter. This is tidbits from the Word. We are in Job chapter 38. Any question? It doesn't matter who you are, man, woman, boy or girl, genius, non-genius, a person that can't read. If you'll have somebody read this to you, you will, and believe it, you'll understand it. You must believe it first. Where does belief come from? Belief comes from God. God said He gave every man a measure of faith for that which he's able to contain. And that is where belief comes in. Now, verse 9 of chapter 38 is where we're going to pick back up. And he said, when I made the clouds, the garment thereof, and the thick darkness, and a swirling band for it. He put a band around it that swirls day and night and day, and goes around, and it's a ring around the darkness, and the darkness passes as the earth rolls and goes around in all of its directions. And here is a circle of darkness. It's called night. And it comes on every 24 hours in our area of the world. And it break up, for it might decree place and bars and doors. Now, God speaks many, many times of bars and doors. Why? He doesn't need to speak that way, but He speaks that way so that the finite mind of man can understand what he's saying. Because the finite mind of man does understand what bars are and does understand what doors are. These are things that keep things in or out. And they controllers. They are controllers. My door on my house is a controller. If it's closed and a stranger walks up to that door, he does not have permission until he knocks and somebody says, come in, to put his hand on that doorknob and open it. If he does, he is an intruder. And what God did here is He made it to where the things of the earth could not intrude without Him saying so. Now the night cannot intrude the day except the hour be set. And when the hour be set, God said it, and then the night can come and intrude on the daytime. Now He said, hereunto, or listen to me, shalt thou come, but no further. And here shalt thou prod the waves be stayed. Now He talked about the ocean. The ocean can only come so far. He said, and then it stayed. It can't come any further. It is not to come any further. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the day spring to know his place? In verse 12, he asked him, Job, tell me this. Have you been the one that commanded the days? Who do you think has commanded the days? And verse 13 said that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, and that the wicked might be shaken out of it. One of the days, one of these days, God's going to take this earth. Oh my goodness, what a picture. Have you ever seen a lady take a rug and pick it up off the floor and open the door and reach outside of the house and shake it like this and shake the dirt off the ends of it? into the grass and the ground up there and it's gone, let me tell you what, God's going to take this earth one day and he's going to shake it like a lady shaking a rug, and he is going to shake the wicked off from it. Verse 14. Is it turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment? And verse 15, from the wicked their light is withholden, and the light arm shall be broken, the high arm shall be broken. Verse 16, hast thou entreated unto the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked in the search of the depths? Verse 17, have the gates of the death been opened unto thee, or that thou have seen the doors of the shadow of death? There is a question that I love, and very much love. And I'm going to tell you a little thing. I like to think about the shadow of death. Shadow. Look at the word shadow. When you think of the word shadow, a shadow has never hurt anybody. A shadow has never killed anybody. A shadow of a gun has never shot anybody. The shadow of an arrow never hurt anybody. The shadow of a bullet. The shadow has never hurt anything. So a shadow is a shadow. But we today, I need to be careful. Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare if thou knowest it all. Have you people today? I see some of the foolishness, absolute foolishness things on the television set today that are not comedy. They are comical, but they're not supposed to be. And that is a man who has gone to the tundra in Alaska, of all places, and he's camping up there and living there for years, and he's researching to find out the origin of the earth. All he has to do is open this book to Job 38, and he can find out the origin of this earth. God tells it right here. He said, I am the one that laid it. I'm the one that made it. And he's telling us, you and I, through this conversation with Job. And the reason this conversation with Job was so that you and I could have it. God did everything in this book so that you and I could have it. There is no mysteries. God doesn't have any mysteries for his people. His people don't have any mysteries. There are no mysteries in God's kingdom. It said, when is the way, where is the light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is it placed thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof, and thou shouldest know the paths of the house thereof. Knowest thou it because thou wast then born, or because the number of thy days is great? Hast thou entreated under the treasures of the snow, or hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle? Man, do you know something? Do you know that at periods of time back, for instance, in the period of time when God rained the hail on Egypt, that some of those hailstones, they say, weighed a talent of 113 pounds apiece and fell from the heavens onto the earth? God had said right here in verse 22 and 23, he reserved the snow for a reason, and he reserved the hail.